Web Design and Development Lesson 3, Part 3. Okay, so in this part, we'll cover the website development life cycle. If we were to, they have this saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It means whatever we do, very important that we plan ahead. Okay, we should have a very good plan. Like in this case, if we design a website, we should have a project plan, a website project plan, and there are frameworks developed that may guide us on how do we plan and how do we um, what are those phases that we need to undergo in order for us to create, design a website and ensure it is successful. So we call this as a web development project life cycle. So encompasses all the phases of the website project from start to finish. So I have here the um, web development life cycle. So it starts with gathering the requirements and specification, and after that is you come up with a design plan. Okay, you need to have a very good information design and taxonomy creation. This includes some deliverables in the design plan which you are to tackle later. And then after you've come up with a design plan, then that is when you start the construction and development of the project. Also very important to take note that within this phase, there are testing included already. After after the final testing and after the client has accepted the website project, it goes into publishing, hosting the website. Okay, finding out a web hosting site where we upload our work, our website, and then think of how to maintain, okay, the website. So as we have seen the diagram, the first phase is requirements and specification. It is in this phase where we talk to the client, okay? We talk to the person in charge who wanted to have a website on their organization or business establishment. So we listen to them, we get all the requirements to them. Also very important that we do our research, okay? Because we should be the ones who are familiar on how to help the client achieve their objective. We need to find out the reason why they wanted to have a website, and we need to um, and guide them, advise them carefully on what are those important contents. We should be the ones to know that what are those important contents in order for their website to be successful. So also it includes in this phase to have some sketches, so for us to give our client an idea on how the layout of their website will be. Also very important to identify target users and some of the technical requirements. In information design and taxonomy, this is by definition, taxonomy is classifying and naming contents in a hierarchy. So it happens here in this phase. In the information design, very important to identify most important to the least important content. There are a couple of guidelines or standards where to place most important and the least important content. Taxonomy, on the other hand, defines the structure of the topic hierarchy and the navigation. Okay. Uh, so in this, we are now in the design phase, and in the design phase, very important to have a mock-up design. We need to present a layout, okay, a page layout to our client, and then present a much better, like a computerized version of this layout or mock-up, and that is through wireframe. Okay. I have an example of this on the next slides. And this one. So this is the mock-up. This is the layout. Okay. Present this to the client so they would know how the layouts will be of their website. And then there are websites that can provide you a look like this. So example is gomockingbird.com. It has templates already. So in a way, you can create a much better wireframe. So this is a wireframe. Okay. Computerized layout, website page layout to be exact. So after the design, if there's transaction involved, there's more in the design plan. Example, if there's database if there's database requirement, is if it's in the website, you are to really indeed create a system. So there are more deliverables in the design plan. It will be discussed to you more in your software engineering or in your systems in analysis and design. So after the phase of the design, then next is the construction and content development. Okay, it is in this phase where you do your coding already. Okay, you start working with the project. Okay, again, take note, there are some testing involved in this phase. So again, there are a couple of testings to be done. Example, user acceptance test, also cross-platform. Example, well, let's say you've identified that the target users also using Mac, so you need to also test your work using a Mac PC. And also there's the cross-browser test where you need to test your work in major browsers. Okay, and then the last is usability testing. Of course, you let your client assess your website and if it is acceptable to them. And once it is acceptable, once you're done with all the testing, finalized everything, then you publish your website then you need to publish in a web hosting site your work, okay? And then maintenance, okay? Take note that very important that content should be updated. So from time to time, um, you need to update the contents. Also, very important to also assess your website um, to uh, in order to identify if the informations that you have there are all relevant. Okay. Also, you can may also work on coming up from some improvements in the website as the company progress. So let's have a much more detailed discussion on these phases. So in the requirements and specification, very important to identify under the requirements is the objective of the website. Why do the client needs to have a website? Okay, there are some. I remember I have a friend who is a web developer, and then when I had a chat with him, one main reason why clients or an individual wanted to have a website is to they say it's um for them to earn more, okay, which is a misconception. Okay, they thought that if the company or the business has a website, they'll earn more. Okay, they'll have a much wider market reach. That's a misconception because you know what, website still needs to be advertised. Okay, also very important that your content should be straightforward. Content should be um, very important to the customers and well aligned to the objective of the organization or of the company. So better to present, okay, uh, say in a proposal document, for example, uh, the agreed goals of do why is there such this project to create a website for this organization. Okay, so also very important if it is feasible. I remember there's one project before, they wanted to create project of a student. They wanted to create a website for a gym. The gym is in a street of San Andres Bukid, so it's not feasible because the target client for that are those that are there in that street only. If it's like a fitness first or a gold's gym, then I think if there's like many branches, so um, I think that the website is feasible. But if it is just a small branch and the target user is within that area, marketing that the establishment using tarpaulins and flyers is already enough. Okay, so that's one thing you need to consider with this item. Also, who will judge the success of the website needs to be identify the specific target users. Very important, ano, example Jollibee, who are the target users of Jollibee? Can we say all? Because everyone's eating in Jollibee. How about 1 year old? Diba? O, 1 year old, it's not a target user of Jollibee. Okay? Or oh, yun na nga lang, 1 year old, okay na yun. So, very important to identify the specific target user. Um, so, in a way, you can strategize your design team, you can strategize your content, so on and so forth. Also, when you talk to the client, he or she may have couple of requirements, especially if there's a system already. You have to identify technical factors. Sample, let's say, you wanted to have a virtual classroom. Okay? Example, let's say a virtual classroom. Um, A 3D pa, virtual classroom. You don't have that capacity to create that 3D. So, okay, you can negotiate, or you may say, okay, I still have to think of if I have the capability to do that specific requirement. Also identify the budget, also identify if there is a need to upgrade the website. Or if it is just an upgrade or a new site pala.